Hey YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. This is Student Gamers coming at you with my first Clash Royale video. I know you can probably see some issues with the layout here. It's very difficult for me to actually try and figure out how to place this, knowing as Mobizen has that little issue where, this game only takes up about half the screen. So I'll have it fixed in, future videos. But I wanted to bring you guys today's the easiest and best way for beginners to make decks that suit them and their style of play. Now you can see here my deck is pretty balanced out. It's got minions for air support, taking out those nasty baby dragons that just always seem to get me. I've got the spear goblins again for air support, and because they are reliable units. The goblin barrel is great for getting your offense off to a good start. The witch is actually something I was just testing out. I don't know if I liked it very much because the problem is never used it before and it still only is level 1. I was just testing it. I believe I show you guys switching it out for, I think it was the skeleton tomb or something. I've got my spear goblin hut because I love spear goblins. My giant obviously as my tank for kind of taking hits if my defense is weak or anything like that, or just attacking the other towers. Got my Valkyrie for taking out large minions, and then my prince obviously is that's enough said. The prince is amazing. It just does so much damage, although it is a tad bit squishy, which is why you usually want to accompany it with other things. As you can see here, we've got the knight. If you guys are running the knight, it's a cheap item that can get you guys a cheap unit that can get you guys a lot of, solid defense, solid attack. It's a good mixture and decent amount of hit points. Archers are great for air support, and they come in little bits, but they're very squishy. Goblins, extremely squishy, basically just, for stopping princes or whatever, and very cheap to get. Skeleton Bomber can do a lot of damage on multiple enemies. I believe it's too squishy though. You've got arrows which can do damage to other units and, things like that. I apologize for going back and forth. I was actually looking at a bunch of different things here. You can see my, I had to actually skip through, but I'm only level 5. I'm about 750 trophies in this. I got up to about 920 or so, and it actually didn't, work out the way I wanted it to. I lost a bunch of battles in a row just testing different things out. You can see here, this is the first battle. I don't know. I don't quite remember what happens through it. I believe there are some internet issues that ended up making me lose, but this was, going to be my first, kind of showing you guys a strategy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Again, this is completely up to you, whatever you guys would like to do. The way I decided to take this is kind of, those baby dragons are pretty much my weakness. First of all, if you're doing things in Clash Royale, you always got to know how to defend your biggest weaknesses. None of my decks, or to my knowledge, I don't have a playstyle that can defend baby dragons. And when somebody accompanies a baby dragon with a giant, it's pretty much impossible for me to win. You guys can see here that the giant is taking out a lot of the tower, and my internet connection was all screwy. It was making my timer for all the elixir take even longer than I wanted it to. And I won't lie, this was a battle that I lost, would have lost probably either way, just because I wasn't paying much attention. But, the internet connection thing definitely really screwed me up. And as you can see here, the minions were, solely to take out the baby dragon. Ladies and gentlemen, the baby dragon is amazing. If you guys ever are able to get it, I'd say use it, because it's just so hard to defend against when you've got ground units and air units, because a lot of the times the units you're using to attack that baby dragon are going to go towards other ones, and that completely screws up your defense. You can see here I'm trying to make one last push. It's a two, we've both lost a tower here. We're trying to see who can take out that last tower immediately. I'm doing very well, as it shows right now on offense, but the baby dragon, again, that thing is pretty much, the most overpowered unit that I've played against, to this point. I am really trying to make a push here. I think he makes a push back. At this point, I just dropped my tomb skeleton thing to try and make sure that I can get, I'm trying to lure away a lot of his offense. That way I don't die, but It's not looking good for us here. We're both about the same, except he's got a much stronger push than I have, and that could be a huge issue, coming on. Looks here like he's about to take it over. We've got 9 seconds left till overtime. Again, I am just trying to push away that baby dragon that does not seem to want to go, and I'm telling you, nothing frustrates me more than that. I couldn't really find much of a way to escalate the battle and push it more towards his end, because again, the baby dragon, I don't have enough things. The way I build my team does not take them out. It's not good for air encounters, and especially when you mix a giant and a baby dragon, it's pretty much GG. I have no way of beating that. Which is why, if you guys have a baby dragon, this, as much as I'm showing you guys gameplay of my own, I would also like you guys to look at the way these people play and kind of test out, because I think all of these players were lower level than me actually, and they put up good fights. I'm nowhere near the best, but you can kind of see what other people are doing in this, early to mid game push, and how, other people are reacting, what other people's decks are. Seems baby dragon is a lot of the offense that people are running now, and I would love to get it. I want it so bad, but it just seems impossible for me to pull. You guys know that the chests are not very easy to get, especially when you're not gemming or anything. It just takes so long. But we tried with a double prong attack this time to try and spread the offense between 2 ways, so that way he couldn't concentrate. Because another one of my problems is when he brings concentrated offense, I just can't seem to beat it. We've got a lot of the skeletons on the left side trying to take out that tower. Doing my best to get it out. It looks like the prince does take out this tower, which puts us in a good position, because we've got the right side still, he still has to defend against it, and the left side is able to do a ton of damage on his crown tower. With that goblin barrel, it is good game. GG, no re, it's done. And there's your triple crowns right there. This was a simple battle. He did some stuff, but really, if you're doing, if you're pushing offense, then you'll be able to get it better than, before. I opened up my free crown chest, get some gold out of it. We got some gems. Then you get arrows and minions. I think, bomber. Nothing too major. We did get a musketeer, although I don't use it, so it wasn't great. In fact, a lot of the times my chests aren't great. I think I pulled the witch out of the free chest, to be honest. The free chests seem to be better suited for getting items than your crowns or your silvers. And I don't ever get golds or mysticals, or whatever they're called, magical. Summoner's War reference. So here you guys see a different battle. I think this is the 3rd battle out of 4 that we are doing today. Just really trying to push. He gets that early offense, and I am also weak against P.E.K.K.A.s, because what ends up happening is they accompany P.E.K.K.A.s, again, anything with a baby dragon is pretty much, I'm screwed. I'm going to need to really push it away, or, most of the time you'll see me doing a lot of, offensive pushes rather than defense. I do wait around, but I try to counter attacks, and you can see here that he did really get a good positioning with that prince, which destroyed one of my towers almost instantly, and that really screwed me up. But the Valkyries there kind of, so he has to spawn something on the right side, and that allows me to go and try and push for the left side, which was a very, very good thing for me. I'm so glad he wasted elixir on the right side, because, so what? I wasn't really going for that way. I was just kind of buying time, and I was able to get my minions down to take them out, and, now we're in a good position. Drop some skellies, or I think those might have come from the tomb, I'm not sure, but I am trying to get rid of that prince. Looks like we're going to be doing a pretty good job of taking it out, though. It's a prince on prince action. I think I had the advantage, level 2 to level 1, plus the tower was attacking him, so, that was good. We actually died right before we were able to take out that tower, which really blew. You can see here he's starting to cry a little bit. I think that was mocking me, actually. Then, we are getting the push on the left side, trying to really take it out as much as possible. On the right side, I'm just trying to clog it so that way he can't go for one strong, attack towards the crown tower. That's the last thing you want to do, especially when you have a tower run out and you're kind of running out of time. We ended up getting his left tower out. Now it looks like we've got a good advantage. You can see here that he's starting to get a lot of damage with that prince, about halfway. But we're going to try and push offensively, so that way it scares him into submission a little bit. So worst case scenario, it's a sudden death, which might lead into a tie. But best case scenario, we end up actually defeating his defense. You know, usually when you're on the defensive end like that, it's very, very dangerous and very hard to get yourself out of, especially when you've got a giant and minions and, you know, whatever else you might have. It can become extremely hard and extremely difficult to be able to handle it. You see here we are able to take out a lot. And it goes into overtime, sudden death. Now, you can see he is doing quite a bit of damage to my other tower, and I'm kind of getting worried, but I don't get too worried just yet. I'm not worried until I can realize, oh crap, you know, I'm not going to win this. We're trying to kind of push, do that little offensive push again, where you spawn a bunch of stuff, even if it doesn't really suit what you're trying to do. Just crowd that one corner up with it so he gets scared and tries to defend. And, you know, do your best to really ruin his day. Excuse me. We're running out of time here, so I am trying to make that last final push, trying to just spawn as much as I can. I can see that I dropped a prince, and I believe that's a bomb. Yeah, a bomber in the right. Now we're in trouble. I am trying to lure them away as much as possible. This is actually a really, really, really close game here. That I would love to be able to beat if I could. Looks like it ends up in a tie, so this was actually not one of my wins, but good game between the both of us, and we were able to do some good stuff. I believe we go into one more battle here, just for good measure. What you guys can see in this one, I think this was actually a pretty dominating win. If you know, mistake me if I'm wrong. These were all good battles though. Even though I think, you know, they were all lower levels, they all had strategies that put me on edge. Maybe I'm really bad, but a lot of the times there's just one unit that just screws me up. Another thing is balloons. I absolutely am dreadful against balloons. If you guys can find a way to get balloons and baby dragons and put them on the same team, it's gonna be a devastating mix. Air support is so hard to defend in this game because a lot of the, you know, units that can counteract that are not, you know, not very good for it. At least the easy ones. Minions cannot be your best air support. Musketeers could probably do it, but I don't run Musketeers just because it would take up too much for something else. Although it is, if you are trying to run a lineup that, or you know, a deck that can remove a lot of that air support, I think Musketeers would probably be your best bet. Archers would be, Spear Goblins, in my opinion, are the most useful unit in the game, no matter how they come, in what form, you know, between the hut or the actual just spawning on themselves. So I love Spear Goblins. They're just so easy and so simple to use, and you get them really early on. So I suggest if you guys are running any lineup, use at least just the Spear Goblins. If you guys would like to run the Spear Goblin hut, more than welcome to. It's a great way of taking out those units. So now you can see we're tied at 1 apiece, both kind of attacking back and forth in that one area. My mindset now is to get rid of this bomb tower and you know, then go for a last and final push. Now you guys will see that I have to cut this video a little bit short right before the game ends. You will see me win, but the problem is I record the video and then I record the video being recorded on a different program, which sounds weird, but it's the only way for me to be able to get it into the frame for OBS. Long story. If you guys would like to know in detail, I can always tell somebody. But you will see it cut short just because the program kind of minimized, and then you could see all the hidden stuff behind it. Actually, to crop this into the screen, I had to just play the guessing game, so you can see the right side was a little bit open. I'm going to fix that for the next video. But yeah, at this point, we're kind of evenly distributing the battle, and there, you know, you will see the win. You will see a finishing blow, I believe. If not the win, you're going to at least be able to see the tie. It was a good battle. It went really well, and you know, my strategy works for me. If it works for you, and if other things work for you, feel free to use them. If you guys have any tips for me, love to know them too. Just leave comments down below. If you guys want to see more of this, I am more than happy to post it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll let the rest of this video play out for you guys. So without further ado, stay classy, ladies and gentlemen, and peace out.